particular journey of faith, the steps of faith that they have taken along the way. And today we have opportunity to hear from Susan and Ted Benfield.
Good morning. This week, Pastor Matt asked us in the newsletter to recall a time or a person who was influential in our lives and to share this memory with somebody else in the congregation. If you've not had a chance to do that yet, maybe you'll have a chance to find a moment to do that this week. The idea is that we stand on the shoulders of those who have come before. By remembering, we are inspired to move onward and upward. We'll be mentioning some folks who have inspired us during our journey here at Unity.
We're here to share our stories of involvement and inspiration at Unity. We joined Unity way back in 1999. At that time, we were members of the Sharon Presbyterian Church in Charlotte, where we were living, and we had moved there from Pennsylvania. When we decided to move to Fort Mill, we were reluctant to leave because we had a great experience. We had a great family, a great home there. But we eventually figured out that it's best for our daughters to attend church in their new town. Perhaps they would have school friends or neighbors who attended church. I attended Unity by myself for the first time in the historic sanctuary, and we couldn't figure out why I was there by myself. The Reverend Dan Holloway was preaching, and his sermon that day was about corporate worship and the importance of gathering in that way. I remember going home and telling Susan 3 distinct points that Dan had made in the sermon, and I said that we needed to return to Unity and learn more. A few weeks later, we attended as a family and were warmly welcomed after the service by Bob Lane, who was then the director of Christian education. He gave us a tour, invited us to the annual family retreat at Springmaid Beach, which was happening the very next week. Although we didn't attend that time, we did go for several subsequent years and enjoyed it tremendously. During those years, Terry Turner and Paulette Little were positive, loving Christian influences as the girls' teachers, as was Susan Mobley, our daughter's confirmation sponsor.
In 24 years, we've seen lots of change. This beautiful sanctuary is an awesome testament to that growth. Everything from the stained glass windows to the organ to the lighting, backlit so that the two sides are fairly equal, and the height of the steeple in comparison to the height of the steeple at the historic sanctuary. This place was planned with love and care and great attention to detail. Within this space and around the campus, some programs have been dropped, but many more have been created. We have been involved with the crop walk, youth groups, the blood drive, the women's retreat, family promise, second harvest food drive, and many other activities and committees. One very meaningful experience was being part of the Disciple One Bible study that was taught by Beverly Tysinger, and what a gift that was. She also followed up with written letters and the books on grief when my mother passed a few years ago. I'm now involved in Children in Worship under the very large and capable umbrella of Catherine McGregor. I've served as a deacon for 2 separate terms. The first time was definitely a step-up moment, as I had 2 daughters. They were in elementary school and middle school at that time. Saying yes was really daunting. However, serving in that way was fulfilling, eye-opening for sure, and so rewarding.
So how do we step up and step out? Stewardship Commitment Sunday is next week. As we pray, as you pray and reflect on your pledges of both time and talent, consider getting involved in Unity in a different way, perhaps a way that will bring you closer to other people and meet different people. It could involve physical work or perhaps a discussion group or a Bible study. It could also involve taking a step up with your financial gifts. Personally, we have cut back substantially on our donations to other charitable organizations, and currently virtually all of our contributions come to the church. There are dozens of worthy organizations whose causes we believe in and whose work we admire. However, we know that the unity has demonstrated careful, thoughtful stewardship of our treasure over the years. We know where our money is going, we can see it, and for what purposes. We have confidence in how our financial gifts will support our church's mission. On a personal note, I was fortunate enough to be able to retire last year at the end in November, and stepping up and stepping out for me and our family is going to be to continue at the current contribution level that we're giving at, even though the income is dramatically dropped. So that's what we're going to be doing on our own personal level. Please join us in stepping up and stepping out next Sunday. Thank you.